Peace, love, and light, Gemini, and welcome to your reading. If you're new here, my name is Ty, and I'm super happy to have you. Hopefully you'll take a look around, like what you see, and hit the subscribe button. If you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. I truly appreciate all of the love and the support. Hopefully you've already subscribed to the channel. You guys, if you're new to this and you don't know how this works, it is a general reading, so everything won't resonate. Please take only what resonates, leave the rest for somebody else. And keep in mind that roles are interchangeable, so you should place yourself and everybody in your story where you know they belong, because only you know where they belong, okay? Gemini, we are going to get straight into it. As I was sitting here meditating on your energy, I get the sense that you are in a place in your life where you are needing direction, like deep direction. Like some of you may really just be trying to figure out what is next for me. And I feel like this is the energy of the collective, but I'm feeling it really strongly in your current energy, right? You know, Spirit is really pointing out that anytime you need direction or redirection or you need clarification, the first thing to do is to sit with yourself, to silence the noise. Spirit also wants me to point out, you know, not to compare yourself to others, not to compare yourself to where other people are on their journey. Time is an illusion. That's another thing that Spirit is pointing out as well, to get rid of timelines. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing this, or I should have this much money or this much property or this much of whatever, trying to really, you know, or rather beating yourself up about where you feel or you think you should have been at this point in your life. Spirit is saying, let go of timelines, because time is an illusion. Okay. All you have is right now, 24 hours. And Spirit is saying, tackle these 24 hours. Worry about what you have to do right now. And not even worry, face what you have to do right now. And even if that means like the small changes that you have to make in your life, so that you can begin to go in the direction of the things that you desire, then that's what it is. I'm also picking up an energy of like change, right? Some of you might, you know, be needing direction as far as change in your life. Some of you may be considering moving from one place to another. And this is another thing that has been very, very present for the collective, especially, you know, people who, like me and you, if you're here watching this, light workers, healers, people who are actually doing the work, looking at themselves, right? Or trying to figure out, how do I do this? How do I begin this work, as, you know, to healing me? Then there is change, and part of that is that you are going to be relocating. And some of you need direction regarding that, right? Is this it for me? Am I staying in this space? And the truth is that the answer to that is many of you are not. You know, if the question is, okay, where to next? Then, you know, you need to sit with God. You need to silence the noise. You need to find time, make time, and to face certain things, because I feel like there is a lot of change that's happening. But for some of you, and this is not for everybody, there's a need to really reflect on pain from your past and letting go of those old stories, but also needing to sit with yourself and, you know, face yourself, face your shadows, face your what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God, face your demons. Okay. Some of you are, you know, really needing to sit with certain things, and needing to take accountability, right? For how you have shown up and how you have, in your story, right? How you have been at certain points the cause of your own pain, how others have been the cause of your pain, but there's a need to sit with that so that you can process it and let it go and do all of the things that you have to do. Does it happen overnight? Absolutely not. But the first step is acceptance, right? Getting to a space where you can accept certain things in order to release those things, right? Transmuting the pain of the past. If somebody disappointed you, and you coming to terms with it, but also recognizing how it's hindering you in your current situation, right? if you are in the process of changing, you cannot be who you were, who you are, and who you want to be all at the same time. And I give credits, that little thing there I learned from one of my professors in college, but that's what's coming up right now, right? Part of the change is letting go of people, places, and things. Some you have outgrown, some you haven't, some you're not ready to, detach from. But unfortunately, that's what's going to have to happen in order for you to go into this next cycle in your life. Spirit is also saying be mindful of, jealousy in comparison to other people, or just feeling like, you should have something that someone else has, because we know those are low vibrations, right? And, sometimes the truth is we're all human, and at certain points we may experience certain feelings of like feeling left out, feeling like, everything is happening for everyone else and everything is happening for the world. And what about me? What about me? And it could be very easy to fall into a state of like jealousy or comparison or envy and things like that. So Spirit is saying, recognize what you've been through, recognize the pain, right? Recognize that story, but stop reiterating, stop repeating it. Your words are powerful. Words are spells. It reminds me of like one of the scriptures, right? What is it? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So watch how you speak, not just about others, but about yourself, both. Because when you're talking about people, you're talking about yourself, because we are all one. We are one with the Creator. We are one with God. So I am a reflection of you and you are a reflection of me, no matter how much that stings, no matter how much it may sting. We are one with the Creator. And so, many of you need to transmute pain. Meaning you need to take your story and change that narrative. Use it to strengthen you. Use it to motivate you to make the changes that you need, so that you're not a hamster on a wheel. You're not reliving the same old story. Some of you are reliving the same day, and it's like day in and day out, you're doing the same thing, right? And so Spirit is saying, this is about the fool's journey, right? So being willing to, risk it all by leaving behind the story that and stepping into the unknown, but also knowing that, no matter what, like God is going to be there from the beginning to the end, right? God is going to always meet you. You're never walking alone. Some of you recently may have, or if not, there's good news coming in, okay? Even if it seems really hard right now, because a lot of you may be feeling lost. I feel like you may be feeling lost, but it really is about this change that's occurring within you. This is happening on a spiritual level, right? Many of you have just undergone like a quantum leap, all right? Where you made a decision and now you're focused on that. And so certain things are going to start to come in. For those of you who this resonates with, be mindful and be humble is what I'm hearing Spirit say, right? When you share your good news, share it from a place of love and spread good news, spread love, spread light, spread the positivity that you're experiencing in your life from a place of humility, and also to show others that, hey, this is your testimony, okay? Right? Like I struggled in this area and I kept going, I didn't give up, and this is where I am right now. And so if I did it, you can do it, that kind of thing. All right? Wow, that was a lot. We're already 9 minutes in. Let's get into this. Spirit, give me the current energy for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So if you have Gemini in any of those placements in your chart, there may be something in here for you. Please give me the current energy for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. How is Gemini feeling? The 10 of Cups. So, okay, let's pull that. Let's pull another one. I'm sorry. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Current energy for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Okay, so the 10 of Cups, beautiful card, okay? So many of you are feeling really happy, are feeling really content in your life. you know, and just really waiting on that good news to come in. That what I was talking about, right? Like it's like a there's something that's coming in that you're waiting for, and it's like you can feel that it is good news, and it is. While others of you, I feel, are in a place where you're thinking about family and what next, where you're waiting on. I get this sense of where to next. Where to, give me one more for Gemini and how Gemini is feeling. The 10 of Pentacles. Wow. This is beautiful. Some of you are really waiting on either an increase in your finances. This could be an increase in terms of like your pay, right? A salary increase, or, you know, you're calling in, a divine connection, right? Marriage and stability. Some of you are thinking about relocating, all right? But and this might not be for everybody, okay? I feel like bottom of the deck, I know things might seem hard right now, but the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck says, you know, yeah, you might have just gone through something that was really challenging, right? You may feel like, you know, somebody did you wrong, or someone just, you know, was not fair, right? They could have put one sword in your back, but they put 10, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. So you're coming out of a cycle that was disappointing and hurtful and all of the things, and you're stepping into the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, okay? So you are coming out of a very burdensome cycle, but that's no more, right? But with that being said, it's like when you come into this abundance and this happiness, again, make sure that you are remaining humble. And this might not be for everybody, this part here, right? Because I still get a sense of, you know, a good chunk of my Gemini collective that's really trying to figure things out, right? Really with that whole energy of transmuting pain and needing direction. I feel like many of you are praying for something and waiting for your turn for this, for the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. And I do feel like for a lot of you, you're going to find that somewhere else. You're going to find that when you leave where you are right now. You're going to find that when you have the courage to stop investing where you're investing. It's kind of like, we say this in Spanish, santeros, right? Priests and priestesses. We say agua en canasta, meaning, you know, right now you might feel like whatever's coming in is going out. It's like trying to put water inside of a basket, right? It comes right out. So I feel like when you decide to move away, right, head over heart decision with the 6 of Swords, you move away from something that is just really, you're depleted, you're tired of putting in and not seeing the fruits of your labor because you can't retain anything that you're working hard for. It's a lot. You're overwhelmed. 9 of Wands. It's like, cycle, situation after situation after situation. Spirit is saying don't lose hope with the Star card here at the bottom of the deck as well. Don't lose hope. Keep your faith. But also, this is about making a decision to put down the load, right? Because the 10 of Wands, it feels like you got the world on your shoulders. And again, take whatever resonates, because I'm getting two totally different storylines here, right? For some of the Gemini collective, you literally are standing and about to enter one of the most abundant times in your life, one of the most abundant cycles in your life. Some of you are going to be getting engaged, getting married, or just experiencing the love and the commitment in relationships that you have never experienced or haven't experienced in a long time. And that goes, along with money and opportunities, while others of you really are feeling like, man, I feel like I got the world on my shoulders. And that is the 10 of Wands, right? Feeling overwhelmed, like you got a lot on your plate. But look at her. She's carrying those 10 wands. She can put them down at any time. They're not on her back. So I feel like Spirit is saying, let go of what's not yours. Make the decision to put down what's not yours. That also includes putting down cycles that you know are not going anywhere, right? It's like you keep going at it with the 9. You go from the 9 of Wands, okay, I'm just going to do this a little while longer. I'm just going to do it one more time. I'll do it for a little while. And it's just like, at this point, I just feel like you've already burned the candle at both ends. And there's only this much wick left over. Okay. So Spirit is saying, having, seeking the direction, right? Or Spirit is trying to guide you, but you have to be willing to listen to the guidance. You have to be willing to take the advice, right? When Spirit is saying, okay, it's time to put that down. That's not your fight anymore. Or you're fighting for nothing. You're fighting yourself, right? It's like you're punching the air. There's nobody there. Let it go kind of thing, right? Is holding on to that, really worth it? Okay, so really looking at your investments and looking at your commitments and deciding to move away from those trying times or those trying things or those trying people. The Star card, this is Aquarius energy. Aquarius may mean something to you. It may not. But, just know that, this is about being honest with yourself as well. And also trusting in divine timing and trusting in God's word and God's promise to you that everything is going to be okay. But there is a need for you to take some sort of action, okay? While for those of you who the other part of the story resonates with in terms of you stepping into the most abundant time in your life, it is about you, like you're about to shine, right? It's like you about to shine. You're about to be in the spotlight, and this is going to be a very total opposite, like literally two entirely different storylines. This is going to be a really good cycle for you. Tell me, anything else for the Gemini collective? Tell me more about the Gemini collective. Anything else that the Gemini collective needs to know? 3 of Cups, yeah. So there are going to be better times ahead, right? But again, with the Knight of Wands, this is about making a move, taking inspired action. The 3 of Cups is also a card of reconciliation, right? Coming together. So maybe taking action towards somebody. Like if you want to see somebody, if you want to call somebody, if you want to talk to somebody, then it's okay for you to make the first move. Like I got a lot of Geminis in my family, and I know that Geminis can be a little stubborn when it comes to like, okay, I'm going to be the one, to come in and with the King of Cups here, tell this person how I feel, or, either, share my love. For some of you, it may be in the aspect of an apology, or even just communicating, the love, right? Because the King of Cups is in control of his emotions, and he's a very balanced person when it comes to that. So this is really, also about Gemini knowing when to fold, okay? When to say, okay, give me a second. Let me figure some things out. And judgment, again, this, for some of you, this might be an apology that's coming in. For others of you, it could be that you are the one that is considering apologizing, right? But the judgment is about second chances. And again, this is also a card of moving, right? So traveling from one place to the other, the judgment, and it's also divine stepping in to help you shift this situation, right? Shift this fight that you got going on. For some of you, this is actual arguments with other people and discord and just not seeing things eye to eye. And again, maybe you needing to apologize or the person coming in to apologize. And for others of you, this is literally you fighting yourself. Like this is all in your head, right? This is you choosing to remain in a situation that you feel really is just what am I looking for? You're depleted. Like it's done. Like I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of arguing, but I'm still staying in this situation, that kind of thing. So Spirit is saying, like the longer you stay in, what you allow is what will continue, right? And in any case, right? If you are unhappy in a job, if you're unhappy in a relationship, if you're unhappy around a friendship group, or whatever that situation is for you, you are choosing to remain unhappy because you can do something about the situation. You can move away from that situation. You can change things, but it is, you have options, but it is going to take some courage. It is going to take you to, really rely on your own resources and trust that you have what it takes to make this, to make it possible for you to improve your quality of life is what I'm hearing. The Tower. It is going to change whether you want it or not. Okay, so when the Tower shows up, this is upheaval. I could never say that, right? which means, you know, are you going to wait for things to get bad or worse before you make a decision to change your situation? Because, you know, when divine steps in to, you know, when you can't fix it, God steps in and is like, okay, you called upon me. You know, I tried to give you the signs. I tried to, you know, give you the nudges, you know, made you a little uncomfortable, but I had to come in and rip the whole rug out from underneath you because you just weren't paying attention. You weren't listening, right? And so, you know, it's not as nice as, you know, we would like it to be. Yeah. Change, fast incoming change, incoming messages, clarity. This is also about a breakthrough, right? You're having a breakthrough. When you get the breakthrough, when you feel like, I know the answer to this, but I'm still not doing anything about it, that's when you gotta move, because this tower is coming. This tower is going to happen again, whether you're ready or not. But I do feel, having seen the star card and also with the sun at the bottom of the deck, that in the beginning, initially, the change is going to be hard if you allow this tower to happen. I mean, the change is going to happen regardless, right? But it's going to feel, or it already feels like, you know, a lot, okay? And it could just be a transition, right? For some of you, it might not be something that's crazy deep, but just the thought of transitioning into a new space, and feeling like, oh my God, I have to, you know, start over, or, you know, this is what I've known for so long. It feels uncomfortable to think that I'm, you know, going somewhere else now. Ultimately, it makes you really happy, right? Because also the shower comes to, the tower comes to reveal things to us, okay? And look, I say that the moon and the sun and the moon. Okay, so this is about revealing things, not just revealing things about other people, but revealing things to us about ourselves, right? Having the courage to face, you know, yes, you know, we all have this happy-go-lucky, you know, great aspect of our personality, but then we have the shadow, the things that we don't like to be honest with ourselves about, let alone be honest with other people about them. Okay, so I feel like, you know, with the sun and the moon here, this is looking at every part of, you know, of yourself, but also knowing that things aren't as they appear right now, okay? Change is happening even if you can't see it. And it's going to happen, you know, regardless of whether or not you decide to make a move or decide to stay where you are. Because when divine steps in, you know, everything is going to change, okay? Any advice for the Gemini collective here? Advice? Yeah, do something. Ace of Wands and the World. It's time for you to take the action to complete a cycle, to close something out. You know, the World card is about closing out a cycle. It's time, it's over, and now you have to do something about it. It's about taking inspired action and not resisting the change, okay? With the World cycle, it's like you did everything, you've accomplished everything that you could accomplish here already. Many of you are already feeling bored and already feeling like, okay, what next? Or you've just been disappointed several times, but you know, that's it. Yeah, there's a new opportunity. There's something else that you've been waiting for and trying to manifest, but that's not going to come in until you move away, because I feel like you're choosing to stay stuck in this disappointment, in this energy where it's just kind of like you're at the river of tears here, right? There's nothing else here in front of you, but there are two cups behind you, right? So if you choose to look in another direction, if you choose to take your focus away from the disappointment and you start to look for the possibilities that are available to you, then that's where you are going to find the two cups. And as I say that, you see the two of cups right after the Five of Cups there, right? The Five of Cups is like being disappointed over and over and over again, but staying focused on that disappointment. And so that's all you're seeing. But if she just turned around, she would see that there are two cups there. So the minute that you change your focus, right, where your focus goes, energy flows. And that's where I was, you know, brings me back to what I was saying about remembering that life and death is in the power of the tongue. What you speak comes to fruition, whether you believe it or not. Words are spells. What you put out into the universe is what you get back. And so I feel like there is a beautiful opportunity that is coming in for you, but you have to meet it, right? You have to choose to do something about your current situation. Remember, you have the power to change your life. You are the manifester of your reality, and nothing is going to change unless you make the step to making, you know, you make that move, right? So you guys, I am going to leave it there. I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, drop a comment down below. Let me know how. Give your girl a like. It helps my channel. Share the video with someone if you think this is something that they would enjoy. And hopefully you consider, if you haven't already, subscribing to the channel. If you are interested in connecting with me on any capacity, if you want a personal reading, all of that information is going to be in the description box below, along with my social media, so that if you're interested in following your girl, I'll be doing a bunch of shenanigans and stuff. That's going to be there as well. I love you all so much. Peace, love, and light.